Go.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Dark Wind channel. This your boy She. That's your boy Kage
What's up?
Kage.
What's up,
Here to
everyone?
talk to you guys today about Invincible. So we're just gonna do an episode breakdown for you guys of the first episode. Um, I got some facts that you guys probably don't know because if you didn't know, Invincible was a comic book before it was a show. So I got some information from my dad about some stuff. So we're gonna get into that and we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna kick it off talking about how basically how the episode started off. So basically,
You want
this
me
is
to
how the
start off,
episode
or you
began.
got it?
Huh?
You got it, or you want me to start off? Cause I got the notes.
It don't matter.
Well, I can start off a little bit of it. All right. So, just a little bit breakdown. If you don't know, we talked about a little bit about Invincible, but the show is mostly about a 17-year-old boy named Mark Grayson. As we told y'all last time, he's just getting in his powers, but we're gonna go into that a little bit later. So how the episode starts off, we see two security guards standing outside the White House. They have doing their job, and then the White House gets attacked by the Mauler twins. The Mauler twins are just two giant blue guys. One is supposed
Think
to
of
be
like
the
Solomon Grundy, if you know who that is. Think of like Solomon Grundy
the Bane
uh
or
or
Banes.
Tombstone.
Yeah. They fight
Tombstone
over.
actually is more accurate.
They be fighting over who was the original and who's the clone. They don't even know. Excuse me, I just ate. Um, so they attack the White House, and the superhero team, the Guardians of the Globe, come to stop the Marler twins. And they do the typical trying to save everybody, fighting the twins. Then Omni Man shows up to help. Some of the Guardians is okay with it. Some aren't okay with it. It's a weird thing. I'm guessing because superhero tropes, they supposed to be the ones saving people, and Omni Man's not really a part of a team, or he does his own thing. But you,
He is technically part of it. He's part of the team, but he isn't because Omni Man, like you say, Omni Man does his own thing, but he is part of the team. But he's not the leader of the team. Now, if you all thinking he was the leader of the team, that's not the case.
nah, the leader of the
The
team is
leader
some
of
guy called um
Immortal, I think his name
yeah, he's
was.
been alive. Yeah, immortal or something. Like they have their. It's like, think of it as the Justice League. You got Superman. Then you got your fake me out Superman. Your fake me out Wonder Woman. You got your fake me out Flash. Your fake me out Batman. Your fake me out Aqualad. Your fake me out Martian Green. Your Martian Manhunter. And think of Omni Man like
He's the Superman.
yeah, he's a Superman, but it's like you have two Supermans in the group, but one is
Yeah,
better
because
than the other.
Immortal has super strength, but nowhere near the levels of
Omni Man.
Omni Man.
So
And his main ability is literally immortality. That's his main power. He can fly too. Can he fly? I remember him. Then he's
I
flying.
think he can fly. It's weird because their powers is weird in this TV show because I seen everyone with super strength and flying, but no one has like laser vision and some other stuff. Um,
So
yeah. So he helps them. He goes back home. But that's when you meet Mark and his wife. He looked like him and the wife about to try to get freaky in the living room, and Mark is sitting right there. He's like, "God dang it, y'all, come on now!" And Omni Man's telling his wife, "Let's go get breakfast in Paris," and Mark is like, "Oh damn, I want to go." And he was like, "Well, you got school, and when you get your powers, you can fly to Paris if you want to get you something to eat." So Mark was already upset because he's already 17 years old and hasn't got his powers yet. And the father is
now,
like, it's gonna be
because
okay. Even the latest Viltrumites who are like half breeds or stuff get their powers around this time, but sometimes earlier.
this is where we're going to come in with a genealogy because Terrence, I got to correct you on some stuff about that. So there's no such thing as a half Viltrumite
Well, yeah,
because what happens is Viltrumite's genes are so strong no matter what species they breed with, and they can breed with literally every species in the entire universe. No matter what species they breed with, the Viltrumite genes are literally going to conquer all, if not, if most, if I would say at least 98% to 99% of their genes will be Viltrumite. Because I don't want to give it away, but let's just say there's a character who will be introduced later on who's Viltrumite and another alien species, and the only thing that's recognizable that you know that he's part of this alien species is the fact that he has the same colored skin as his mother. Everything else
we're not gonna go into that quite yet because they haven't even introduced that in no season yet.
And then Viltrumites are technically immortal unless they're killed by their own kind. They can live up to thousands, possibly millions of years. The oldest Viltrumite, who's the ruler of the planet, he is over 5,000 years. No, he's older than Omni-Man because Omni-Man is over 5,000 years old. And he's older than Omni-Man. I don't know how. I don't know the age. I can't tell you guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm deaf. I should know these things, but I don't have the answers. I can't give them to you.
Anyway, let's finish with the breakdown. So let's just say Mark goes to school, talks to one of his friends, and a girl named, I think her name is Abby. Can't remember her name at the top of my head right now. But she's getting picked on by the school bully. You know, typical hero of the story wants to try to protect her, and he gets his booty cheeks beat.
He get punched in the stomach and nearly gets knocked over, but he doesn't get knocked over because he's still holding his stomach. He's still holding his own. He's still standing up on his feet. Then get knocked all the way down.
Yeah, but for him to try to save someone and gets his ass kicked, yeah. So, push comes to shove. We skip a couple of scenes, and he's at work, and he's trying to put one of the trash bags in the trash can. He throws the trash bag, and he just gets his powers automatically.
It goes into orbit.
Yeah, it goes into orbit. So he
goes home excited.
Yeah, he goes home excited. And starts practicing trying to fly, which he does. He flies out of the...
You skip something because he told his parents, he told his dad. His dad wanted to make sure. He's like, Mark, are you sure you just came into your powers? He's like, Dad, I'm pretty sure I just came into my powers. Now, during this time, you would think Omni-Man would be excited. He would be ecstatic because his son just came into his powers. But the look on Omni-Man's face was that of
dread,
worry, and distress.
Yeah. We can't really talk about why that is at the moment because they haven't even got to that in the show. But Mark tells his father, and he goes outside and tries to do some other stuff, but he teaches himself how to fly. For someone who worst mistake in his life because he don't know how to fly, he jumps out into orbit and almost kills himself because he almost
flies into orbit.
Yeah, dealing with oxygen, and he almost knocks himself out and crash lands into the damn middle of the street.
And if you're wondering why that is, it's because the Viltrumites cannot breathe in space. They're not like Kryptonians where they can breathe in space. They can hold their breath for a very long time.
Yeah,
but they cannot
because he didn't hold his breath. As soon as he left out that orbit, it was like pew, pew. So he crashes. Omni-Man comes. It's weird because they don't give Omni-Man a name. We just call him Omni-Man in the entire show. Like, they couldn't give this man a name. But he sees...
He does have a name. Hold up. I got it in my notes.
He got a name?
I believe so. Let me double check. I believe he has a name. Because I remember... they gave him a name. I'm still looking. Yes, Nolan.
Nolan? Okay. So he does have a name. Okay. So he sees that Mark has landed on his ass. and he says he's going to start training him. You would think this would be like a simple training to go as you can see fit. A father and son. No, it's not a simple training. Omni Man technically beats the living shit out of his son. We just gonna say it like that. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't know how to train somebody who just started their powers. But even the wife gets
that's how the Viltrumites train their kids.
Yeah, so the wife is like a little concerned. So during this training thing, Mark gets mad and he goes back to school and he says, I really want to fight somebody. And he tries to go after the bully again. The bully hits him. And Mark is like, nah, this is boring. So, if I remember correctly, he leaves school and make his own weird costume and tries to like stop a bank robbery. Yeah, he does, if I remember correctly.
And his father caught him and told him what the hell he was doing.
Yeah, because he was causing more damage than good.
Yeah.
Well, technically, that's what Mark does. He causes more damage than good because he's trying to live up to being his father. His father takes him to his old friend who makes superhero costumes and stuff. So Mark makes his costume, which is yellow and blue. It's just a standard little costume. It's nothing like so up in the air.
And no capes.
Yeah, no capes. But he can't think of his hero name.
Because the hero name plays into what your costume is going to look like.
Yeah. So, after that goes around, each of the Guardians are in their own specific area of town that they usually be in, and they get a distress call that says something happened in their base. I'll let she tell y'all that.
From this point on, they all get, as like he said, they get a distress call to come to the base of their super group or whatever they were called. I don't care. They go meet up, and they're all trying to figure out what's going on. Now, at the same time this is happening, at the exact same time, because this is after Mark had already figured out what his name was going to be. He decided that he was going to be Invincible. He told his dad. He told the guy who was doing his costume, and they got his costume ready. So at the same time, after all this happened, that next day when they got that distress call, Mark got into his second. Well, technically it was his first big fight, and when I say big fight, it was his first major fight because interdimensional alien race decided to invade Earth. And this alien species, they're because time moves faster or slower. I can't remember which it was. I think time in our world moves faster than theirs. So when they come to our world, if they don't leave in a certain time, they begin to age rapidly and die. And so
hold on. That's like episode 2. We on episode 1.
No,
bro.
It's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
I remember it on episode 2 that showed all that. Cause that's when he met the other group.
Yeah, but that happened simultaneously while they were while that was going on.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
It matter. It happened simultaneously. So during that time, Mark encounters his first super bad. He meets the other super teens throughout the city that live in the city, and we don't get to see any more to that until episode 2, because episode 2 picks up where Mark is fighting them and everything else.
Yeah.
So we cut back to with Omni-Man in the group, and they all get there. And sorry, Omni-Man isn't there yet. They all get there, and they're like, what's going on? Who called a distress signal? Everybody's trying to figure it out. They're all looking around. Who did it? Nobody can figure it out. All of a sudden, everybody thinks, oh crap, it's a trap. So they all huddle up. They all know teamwork is dream work. They all get back to back. They ready. They all got fists ready. They all waiting. Omni-Man comes out, and who was the first person he took out again?
The Speedster.
Yeah, he took out the Speedster. So he tried to swing at the Speedster, but the Speedster dodged. So they all like, Omni-Man, what's going on? Why did you you know, and Omni-Man's not saying nothing. So they're like, maybe he's being controlled. He's being mind controlled. So they're like, all right, we're just gonna have to take him, take him down, knock him out, and then we can go ahead and figure out what's going on.
No.
Go that way.
No. The speedster gets taken out first. Then it's the fish guy. Then the visible green chick. The bat dude gets it's always the black guy that gets always the black guy that gets fucked up more than anybody else. Cause this man got torn in half.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman chick just got her neck broken.
And he just her whole head just kind of twisted.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't a good broken neck. It was one of them broken necks where her whole this part of her head was behind her. And
don't get it twisted. Don't think that Omni-Man just went in there and everything was cool and copacetic. No, he went in there expecting a fight. They messed him up because he at the end of the episode, Omni-Man goes into a coma. They messed him up. They gave him some bruises and everything and Omni-Man knew if he did not take them down, they'll be Earth's greatest heroes for a particular reason. And the reason why we don't want to tell you exactly why, because in episode 2 is technically when you kind of find out why Omni-Man was doing what he's doing. But Omni-Man had to take them out for a particular reason. Yeah. And each one of them gave him go. He was holding the speedster's head just like this, crushing it, and the speedster just jabbing. And I remind you, he's not as fast as Flash, but he's still pretty fast. Like to the point where each punch is still feeling like a star is hitting you in your chest. And he's just giving them blows, blow by blow by blow by blow. And at the same time, everybody else is coming around. They beating on Omni-Man, trying to get him to stop. He crushes the speedster's head, rips the bat dudes in half. I think he melted somebody's face with his heat with somebody's heat vision, because one of the other heroes had heat vision or something like that.
Wow!
And he used that. I know
he punched a hole in the fish dude.
That's what it was.
The invisible chick. It was gruesome for her. She ain't deserved that death, but the invisible chick. Let's just say he stumped her face in, and the show is real graphic. All I have to say is it's a graphic show, not for kids. Yeah. Because the immortal dude, he whooped the mess out of him, and then all Omni-Man does is this, whoosh, and his head just cuts off. And
it ended with Omni-Man literally passing out after that fight, because like I said, it wasn't like it was an easy fight for Omni-Man. They gave him go. Omni-Man got beat bad.
But I think it was to be honest,
face, all of that. Like it was bad.
To be honest, I don't really think he had to really like drop down the way he did, but I think he did it as a facade, because when we talk about episode 2, a certain character is gonna come around and he's supposed to be trying to figure out everything, and we'll talk about him when we talk about episode 2. So he's you could say he's like a detective, but
he's a demon.
Yeah, he's a demon. He's a demon detective, and he can see certain things that goes on when like not really
when
like
when he touches the blood of someone else.
Yeah,
and he was called by the old friend of Nolan or Omni-Man named Cecil, who actually is this old guy who has the ability to teleport.
Yeah.
And Cecil called him to start the investigation. And when they get right before they called him though, while they're there, they're trying to figure out what's going on, because Cecil got the alarm about everything. So he came to check on everything to find out what's going on, and they found the entire crew dead. So they're packing up their bodies. Now, the only person who technically is not dead is technically the Immortal, because he is immortal. That's his main ability. He cannot die. So all they did was take his body and they put it on a stretcher and then carried him out. And they put his head on top of his body.
Yeah. So like we'll continue talking about that more in episode 2. But they're kind of confused mostly because
they don't know who did it.
Yeah, and they're confused because how is it that all of them are dead, but Omni-Man's the only one that's still alive and was just knocked out in a coma.
And as far as they knew, they wanted to know who was strong enough to take out their entire crew and beat down Omni-Man as bad as they did, and live to tell the tale.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that later on in the seasons, about everything that goes on. I think I'm on episode 4. Yeah,
I'm still on episode 3.
Yeah, I'm on episode 4. I may have to rewatch episode 2 a little bit so we can get more of the details because, like you said, Mark was fighting that stuff that was going on, but I want to go more into detail about that. But yeah, that's technically what happens in episode 1. It ends off like that. Like he kills
Yeah,
the
it
guardian.
ends up with them trying to figure out who did it, why they did it.
Yeah,
Then
it ends
Omni
off with
Man
the
and Marvel.
Guardians of the Grove dead, and Omni Man passes out, and then that's how it ends.
But now I will say this because we know Omni Man was the one who did it. There is one grave mistake Omni Man forgot, and that is immortal. Because he forgot Immortal's ability is to be immortal.
Yeah. More stuff happens around when we talk more about it and make our notes.
So right. So, but definitely tell us if you guys feel like we missed something or we left out any information or we got any information confused. Definitely let us know in the comments. If you got any suggestions for us, please don't hesitate. Let us know. We'll go ahead and do research on it. We're gonna start watching it, reading it, whatever the case may be. We'll do research and we'll start talking about it. Um, we do have another video coming out for you guys probably the same day. We're gonna have 2 videos, another video besides this one. It's going to be on for Yu Yu Hakusho because we're just catching up for all the stuff we missed because we understand we did not do any videos for you guys throughout the whole month of July. So we do have another video coming up with Yu Yu Hakusho for you guys. We'll try to get that out the same. See, we're going to put that out the same day as this one.
Yeah.
But please don't hesitate to let us know if we feel like we forgot anything, got information wrong. How you think we can improve our channel. Let us know. We want to make our channel better for you guys. So please help us out by liking, subscribing, and following our page and keeping up with all the videos we got.
Yeah, because we do apologize for not recording like we and bringing up more product for y'all on the channel. Past couple months for both of us has been a lot going on. I know Grim has told y'all in his own personal video that he was doing that he's about to go on leave of absence from the channel for a minute. But stuff is still gonna be taken care of. I'll still be doing my videos. I'm actually about to do 2 more independent channels. I'm watching a new anime called My Happy Marriage, and I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna go into full detail about it right now. I'll probably do like a little breakdown of it in a couple weeks, in a couple days, and then I still gotta do Zom 100. And to be honest, I may even start talking about Records of Ragnarok because I know a couple people who do watch that anime, and they be trying to tell their friends about it, and they just be kind of confused on everything that goes on. So that's probably another project I do. It's a fighting anime, fighting beat 'em up anime, and it's actually really good. It's about gods versus humans. You would kind of believe that thinking something like that, then all the gods are just going to win, and it doesn't get to that way. It gives you a lot of information about gods, like how they became a god, and then information on the humans or how, like why they was like Lubu was in it in the first episode. You had Adam from Adam and Eve in the second episode going against Zeus, and you had a samurai who was known for always losing going against Poseidon. I'm not gonna tell you who win or lost in any of those, but when I talk about it, you'll know. But it is a great anime. I know Grim has his own projects. He's doing Wise Man's Grandchild. My fault. Grandchild, which is a great anime. I need to start watching it. I watched I think the first 3 episodes, and it is a real good one. It's one of the many isekais that came out during the month of COVID was around. I think that was just like Isekai Central during that time period because you had how I got reincarnated into a slime. You had Rise of a Sheer Hero. I remember you telling me about some dude who didn't believe in God and he wanted to turn into a little girl.
No, he believed. It's not that he didn't believe in God. What happened was he was a king and he was this awesome king. He had magic. He had sword talent. He was perfect, like A1, and he also had a special ability which is called spirit, not spirit magic, but it was spirit something like spirit control or something like that, or spirit mana or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But he's on his deathbed. He didn't die from anything, poison or anything like that. He's just dying from old age. And what happens is he wakes up and he's reborn in the body of a girl. And it just so happens that the same spirit he made a contract with, which in their world people saw her as a goddess, but she was technically a spirit. She wasn't the god of that world. She even stated that in the anime or the manga. I got to make sure.
I think isn't she like an army little girl that looks real demented and evil?
No, you're talking about Tina. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about a different anime where it was a nerd. This guy was an old king. No, I know which anime you're talking about.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna talk more about that, but we just gonna say that during that time fair, it was Isekai Central. like they just made Isekai. They made Isekai.
We'll be talking about that one soon too on the channel. So what I'm a spider. It's actually really good.
That's one of them I'm gonna have to rewatch because that show is confusing as hell, especially with the time frame stuff that goes on. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll get into it. And I will be talking about a new video coming up for you guys. It's going to be based off of a manga. They're also making an anime on it too. It'll be coming out on Crunchyroll. I'm not sure when, or I could be wrong. It might not be Crunchyroll. I might have just saw a preview of it on YouTube. I'll double check you guys. The book I told you about. My job as an assassin is more powerful than the hero.
Oh, they may bring it out.
My class is an assassin. Sorry, my class is an assassin. It's more powerful than the hero. Than the heroes, and it's literally about a guy who literally his whole class and him got they didn't get reincarnated. No, they got summoned to another world. That's the difference. That's the difference between isekais. You gotta get pay attention to that. There's two different types of isekais. You either get summoned or you die and get reincarnated. So this one, they got him and his class didn't die. They didn't die in their world. There was no type of explosion. No, they literally just got summoned to that world, and he come to find out that he was an assassin, and every person in his class and every person outside who was just in his in the vicinity who also got transported with them, they all had their own types of abilities and stuff like that. And he just so happens, the main character just so happens to be an assassin. And like I said, I'll get into more about that with you guys. I got the book, the first two mangas downstairs. I also have it on my phone, so I can reread it while I'm even at work. And I will be starting on work back soon, guys. So that might make, even though we're trying to get more videos out, that still might put us a little hindrance because we got to get a whole system down for that. But
yeah, because I actually start going back to work tomorrow.
Same here.
So we're gonna try to get do things. I'm gonna have to even try to do it when my kids are here, my youngest ones. I'm just gonna have to go someplace and do a recording somewhere where they won't be. So you'll probably hear them, but we're gonna have to get this done. To bring more videos out for y'all. So we trying. It's not like we forgot about y'all. But all right, y'all. We'll see y'all later. And please like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.
Peace. Love and hair grease.